So good afternoon, church. Thank you, Reverend Bodie, and to Bishop Ramey, to all the other reverend gentlemen and ladies who are on the platform, to the congregation, and to the Gaitor family. It's a special honor to be here, to be able to say these words of support to the family. So you notice that during the singing of the last chorus, or the chorus before, the bishop walked over to me and he whispered in my ear. What he said was that they're giving you competition. And that's because on Fox Hill Day, the Prime Minister was here and he directed all of us members of Parliament to sing I'm a Glad Pilgrim on the Way. And so I was trying to see who did best. I think they did better than we did. But it's a real honor to hear that song, because it is so appropriate for the journey of our life, which is we are pilgrims. And every day we have to set out on a journey anew. And the important thing is to keep at that journey for however long we have to be here. And that is whether we are young, not so young, or old. So I remember Mrs. Gaitor for many things, but I will certainly, when Christmas time comes, miss her because she was a part of the choir. And I see Elsie Mae there, so you've lost a member now. And they all always sang at Christmas time, Beautiful Star of Bethlehem. So she'll be missing this year. And then, of course, her connection and work with the Mothers Club and her support of the Mothers Club of Fox Hill. The Mothers Club in Fox Hill is actually the most active, if not the only surviving Mothers Club, I believe, Mrs. Ramey. They're probably the only one surviving now. Yeah, and she was a pillar of that, to make sure that that kept going. And then thirdly, I remember her mainly as an advocate for her grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Every time she saw you, it was not for herself, but whether or not something could be done to support her children and grandchildren. And you know, we've learned as politicians these days, they always say that you have to check with the young people because they control things. But I'll tell you this, every time you talk to a young person, the first thing they say to me is, my Grammy said, my Grammy said. So I learned you better talk to Grammy if you want to know what's happening. So that's Mrs. Gaitor in all her many parts. And when I last saw her, she told me that she'd been missing for some time because she was ill and had been in hospital, but that she was on the way back. And she was a constant, of course, friend and companion of Ms. Sheila Knowles, who heads the senior citizens group in Fox Hill. And they, I'm sure, will miss her on her passing. So I want you to remember all those things I've said in brief about her. Shakespeare says, all the world's a stage, and in our life we act many parts, and she had many parts. We also say in Psalm 90, we spend our years as a tale that is told. What a wonderful tale we tell of the life of Lilymae Gaitor. I was pleased to know her, pleased to work with her, pleased to support everything that she did in Fox Hill. And I say that I go to God with our blessings and the wider support of this community. On behalf of the people of the Fox Hill constituency and the Fox Hill village, may she rest in peace.
Good afternoon. Give my respects to our bishop, his wife.